Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to this new video. Today we're for PSGL round 1 of the new season. Yeah, after last season we didn't have a good season at all, so yeah, I was really looking to improve my qualifying pace, especially. Well, the pace was there, but just like performing in actual sessions. And yeah, I think if we do that, we can have a good season. So yeah, we're here round 1. It's Japan, which is a very fun track to drive, especially on this game, where there's just like a lot of grip. Sector 1 is really satisfying. It's just a very nice track in this game. And yeah, we're here on our first run. 0.727 split on our first run, I think this is, so that's a very good split for a bank lap. So into the hairpin. We do that quite nicely as well. As yeah, we're still improving. Never mind. This wasn't my bank lap. I don't know why I thought that, but this is my second lap actually. As here into this spoon corner, there's like a Ferrari on the inside, on the inside of the corner, which was quite distracting. But yeah, obviously we have a delta, so this is no banker. But yeah, this is the second lap. We did 0.8 on the first lap, I think, and we do a 4.03 split, which is actually quite good. And if I do a good last here, we will do a 0.6. Yeah, which for this time would be really good. As now into the final chicane, we do that quite poorly, I do have to say, and we do a 7.71. So yeah, we did a 3.68 last, which is very terrible. As now we're going into our final run. So I could overtake him just before starting my lap, which is Russian. Are we overtaken? Cause yeah, I don't know. I just overtook because yeah, it's quite sportsmanlike to like overtake just before the lap starts, especially if like with more than enough time. So yeah, I just overtook him. So now we're heading into our final lap. So yeah, we didn't have the best of exits. We already do now 100 down, which isn't ideal, but let's see what we can do. So into turn one. Yeah, we do it very nicely. We hit the apex nicely. We gain a little bit of time on the delta. So now this left hander is flat, then using the curb on the right to rotate the car. Same for this left hander. And now into this right, going down to 5th gear, trying to stay close on this left-hander, but we do understeer wide a little bit, which did cost us half a tenth. It's now into the first backner, flat out, into the second one, 4th gear, hitting the apex nicely, don't go too wide on the exit so we don't bottom out. Into the hairpin, we do go quite wide, and as you'll see on the delta, we do lose a little bit of time, which yeah, it's a shame, but yeah, we know we can get a lot of spoon because last time the Ferrari was there. So now staying in 7th gear on entry, 6th gear, now down to 5th for the second part, and we do it quite nicely. It was pretty much perfect. I could have been a little bit more on the limit on traction, but yeah, it was very clean. So we're up on our time, and we know that if we have a lot of time to find on the final chicane, so into the final chicane, braking just before 100 meters, cutting the first part nicely, doing the second part nicely, getting good traction, and we're gonna improve by 10th.
Let's go.
And this is gonna be a 0.655, which actually puts us in P2, which, like I said, for this season, I was really looking to improve my qualifying pace. And yeah, the first race we qualify in P2, so I was really happy with this. Our qualifying, Joost Noordijk, Thomas Gall, guys who were like monsters in qualifying, so I was really happy. And this is by far my best qualifying position I've had in F2. So yeah, we're gonna head into the race now, starting on the soft tire, because you pretty much need to it, Japan if you're starting at the front. As it's 5 red lights, and away we go. We do get a pretty good start. Yeah, we could have attacked Max, but there's no point literally. Just need to survive this first stint, just stay in P2 or P1, one of those two, because those are the best positions to be in. So yeah, I knew this is like, I think it's Max's best track. In qualifying he only did one full run, and it was like his second lap, so the grip wasn't even that good. And he already managed to do a 6 low, which yeah, I mean I think his PB is a 0.4, maybe even faster. So I knew his pace here was like extremely good. So But yeah, as we know in this game, the slipstream and DRS is very powerful. So I did know that it was going to be very, well, not easy, but it was going to be very manageable to stay in DRS. But still, you never know. Still just seeing his pace. Um, yeah, and I did soon realize that it was going to be easy to stay in DRS, which, I mean, yeah, in this game it's always quite easy. But yeah, what we need to do now is, like I said, defend this P2, be in P1 or P2 for the stint, and then after strategy, see how things pan out. But we do defend there a little bit for Joost, just making sure he doesn't send it, but still we get a good exit, and we use a little bit just to make sure we stay ahead. And yeah, that's the first lap done pretty much, so we've had a good start here. So now we head on to lap 4. Nothing interesting has happened really. Um, But yeah, like I said, we still need to make sure we stay in this P2 position. We do have a full battery, like pretty much everyone else in this train. I reckon. I don't think anyone used a lot because there really is no point in using unless you're gonna lose DRS. But I mean, on this grid, pretty much everyone has space to stay with this quite easily. As you can see, Joost isn't really attacking us; he's just moving out of the slipstream to make sure that his engine doesn't overheat. But yeah, I mean, it's not really that necessary. I don't know how much time it actually gains you, but yeah, I wasn't doing that here. As you can see, we're gonna go for the overtake now. And of course, when you're in first place, you're not in dirty air, so your engine isn't gonna overheat anyway. So yeah, we take the lead, and we're just gonna see our pace now. But as you'll see in this first sector, I don't know what it was, but every lap in this first sector I was gaining quite a lot of time on max. I think he was running a bit lower on downforce. Just see the gap goes up to 6 tenths here, so he used a little bit of DRS. I knew I wasn't gonna get out of DRS, but I don't know, just decided to use a little bit. As here I go too wide, bottom out, lose time. So yeah, I was over pushing it a little bit here. But yeah, I soon realized there's no point in pushing, which I already did, but I decided to give it a low go anyway. Because why not? I had the ERS, it's easy to recharge. So yeah, this stayed like this until lap 9, as you'll see. Max is now 4 times behind us, we still have a full battery. We're just managing now, um, closing in on the pit stops now. I think the first pit stops will be happening around lap 9 to 10. As you can see, Max is now quite close to us. So we do get a good chicane again, and we'll see what he does. He does indeed stay out. I use a little bit to make sure I don't get double overtaken. But I think, yeah, I knew Max was gonna go past me here, so just need to make sure Joost didn't follow him through. His second position is still very good. As long as you're in first two positions, your chances of winning are significantly higher than when you're third. Because overtaking one car with the others is quite easy, but if you have to overtake two, it's pretty much going to be impossible if they don't battle or make mistakes. So yeah, we are still in second, so that's good as we move on to the end of this lap. And you see, I thought Joost was attacking here, so I used my battery, and he is indeed attacking, so I keep using. Slipstream is giving me a lot as well, but I didn't want to go for an overtake here, because yeah, it's just not a smart thing to do. So I do defend the inside. Joost doesn't get past. And now you'll see Max goes into the pit lane, but me and Joost decide to stay out. Fion also goes in. So yeah, this is going to be interesting now. On this in lap, I'm going to have to use a lot of battery and just push as hard as I can to not lose too much time to Max. But I also need to keep some ERS for after the pit stop, of course, because yeah, if I use everything now, I will have nothing left, so I'll just be sitting duck. So yeah, this first sector has been pretty good. We're pushing everything. I was just really feeling well on the setup on the race. I was just able to push. I knew exactly where the limit was. Yeah, it was just very nice to drive. And yeah, there was nothing more really I could have hoped for in the setup. This just felt pretty much perfect for this race. Yeah, again, using ERS here on the exit. Joost is 5 tenths behind. I think he's also using a little bit maybe. Um, but yeah, we'll see if he goes in with us. He's now getting good spoon. Um, yeah, very good spoon actually. As we're gonna use on the exit again because I knew I was gonna box this lap. As of course, Max wasn't the only one that boxed. Also Fion McKee, and I think Thomas bit as well. Max and Fion both went to the medium tire, and Thomas went to hard. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. As now we head into the pit lane, making sure we don't speed. Quite cautious, but yeah, no point taking any risk. As that would just throw away our race, obviously. As now turning into the pit box, medium tires go under the car, and let's see where we come out now. As I knew, obviously I was going to do rejoin behind Max, but let's see how many people undercut this, apart from Max. So let's see, Max goes past, Andre Tarbukin goes past, and also Paul Eckelmeyer goes past, who does indeed have 3 second time penalty, and he's on hards together with Thomas. So yeah, I just had to get past him quick. Needed to make sure that I was the second car behind Max again. And so you're gonna use quite a lot of battery here, because it just really wants to get past. And now the slipstream is doing its work. So you need to lift here to not drive into the back of Paul. And luckily for us, Paul, I mean, you can see he backs off. He's a smart guy. Doesn't fight it because there's no point in losing us a lot of time because it's gonna ruin both of our races. As now, you can see there's 2 Red Bulls ahead of us, and one of them is Louis Welch, as he's staying out to help Max. Because as you'll see, both Red Bulls go to the right. Louis lets Max go, and it was quite obvious what they were gonna do here. So Thomas is now stuck in the first sector behind Louis, and Max is just gonna drive out of DRS. Just gap everyone as long as Louis is ahead of everyone else. So yeah, this is not good for us. We really need to get past Thomas and Louis ASAP, because yeah, this is gonna ruin our race if we don't. So yeah, you'll see he's still slowing us down. The gap is just getting bigger and bigger. If Thomas gets a slide, I decide to not go for it here, but into this hairpin, Thomas turns into right rear of Louis, and I see a little gap, so I'm gonna try and go for it. But yeah, there's no point using Alpha battery here. It's not gonna work out. We're not gonna get past. So now into Spoon, we're very close to Thomas, and I do go a little bit wide here, and then gets a massive screen freeze. So yeah, I think we went into AI mode for a second there, as that's just gonna give us the position. As now Louis also doesn't really let us go, but yeah, he wasn't gonna be able to hold it. So that's 2 positions gained for us. But one we obviously would gain anyway, because there was Louis. But the annoying thing is we have used quite a lot of eras to get this done, which isn't ideal. But as you see, the gap to Max is now 2.4. We've skipped on a couple of laps, and I think it's like 1.9 now. So we are actually gaining. And as you see, we've even gained ERS. We haven't lost anything, but that is really good for our race. As now Fion is gonna overtake us, which I wasn't quite happy with, because yeah, he didn't have the tire advance that I did, and I also felt like he didn't have the pace that I did. Because at some point he was 8 tenths, 9 tenths behind me, and I wanted him to stay in DRS. So Joost wouldn't get past because Joost had fresher tires. And one thing I should have done here is overtaken. This was a mistake. As you'll see, the gap is now 1.7, and Fion just didn't really have the pace here. The pace was good, but I mean, I also had the tire advantage, which obviously makes quite a big difference as well. And I just felt like my race pace was really good. And at the end of this lap, the gap has gone to 2.1. And for Fion, the gap is now 2 seconds, so he's lost time to Max and again makes a mistake. So yeah, I really need to get past Fion, because I knew I had the pace to catch Max. But yeah, I just needed to make sure I don't get held up by Fion. And also need to make sure that as soon as we arrive at Max's DRS, that it's not Joost that's ahead of me, because yeah, I won't be able to overtake him most likely with his tire advantage of 1 lap, which is still, I mean, every tire advantage gives you maybe a 10, not a 10, I think like around half a 10th a lap, but still, he's gonna have an advantage. So now the gap is 1.6, so we've gained even more time.
Oh my
And now
god.
Fion is gonna overtake me,
Jongen.
and he's gonna lose us a
Jongen,
lot
even
of time.
serieus,
So
man.
this is ruining our race. It's not ruining our race, but ruining our chance of winning. Because now the gap has gone back up to 2 seconds. So this means we're never gonna catch Max again, most likely. And it's now Sergio Sprina retires, and there's a safety car. So
Soft. Dit is zo
we've lost
kut
track
weer,
position
jongen.
now. We're second over third instead of second, and if we would have still been in second, we would have been in prime position to win this race. And if Fion didn't overtake, which obviously he had to because he was getting attacked by Joost, so
Ik
I
word er
don't
zo
blame
hard
him. But
genaaid door die Fion, hè. Die heeft zoveel
yeah,
geluk.
we would have. I reckon we would have caught Max if nothing like, for example, Fion didn't overtake us at the time and lost us so much time. On pure pace, I would have caught, but most likely we wouldn't have caught in the end. So yeah, it's a big shame. We do have a chance of winning now, so that's good because we're back in the OS with Max.
Ja, als je me een beetje kan helpen zou het chill
Um,
zijn, maar voor nu heb ik het
but
vreselijk
yeah, we're in
gevoeld.
third now instead of
Het is
second.
echt
And
kut.
as I've been saying all the time, you want to be in second or first. But as you'll see, there's a Ferrari still in P1, and it's Daniel. He's stayed out. He's still in the mediums, as he's gonna go quite early here, which was an interesting choice. But he does get a decent exit. But I immediately saw I had no pressure from behind, and they're using ahead of me, so I decided to just save battery. As Max is not able to overtake Daniel into turn one. Um, but yeah, Daniel's obviously gonna cause some chaos here because he's just so much slower now because of his old mediums. So yeah, it's a bit similar to what Louis was doing, but yeah, Louis was just doing it for his teammate, and Daniel's doing everything he can to fight for points. As Max obviously not gonna send it into deck no one. It's a flat out corner, so yeah, it's just killing yourself pretty much. As now Max into the hairpin, is he gonna be able to go for it? He goes to the outside. I go very wide for some reason, as now Joost goes a little bit up our inside, but no harm done really. As Daniel isn't able to stay ahead now, Max has overtaken him. So yeah, Fium also gets past, so we need to get past Daniel ASAP. We have so much more grip, as you see on this exit. I'm almost alongside already, and now I just use my battery to make sure that I go ahead. Yeah, this is alright. We haven't lost anything, we haven't gained anything with Daniel being there, but yeah, we're still in the fight for the win. As now Fion is trying to go around the outside of Max for some reason. As I decide to use my battery here, which, looking back at it, I shouldn't have done. I'm using quite a lot. And I wasn't really ever gonna overtake, so yeah, that wasn't my smartest move. As Fion commits into the corner, I don't know if Max hit him there, but he got a big slide. Um, and also, that was quite interesting. You could see behind us, Joost actually drove into the back of Daniel, and that did end up getting penalized because Daniel lost positions with it. So Joost got a 3 second time penalty. As now we're heading into the final lap. Um, and yeah, I do think we have a real shot at winning this race. I wasn't going to be able to overtake Fion here, so I was just putting it all on the final straight of this race into 130R or into the chicane. I think it was quite possible to overtake them both. So let's see if we're going to be able to do that. If they survive here, which they do, we're making quite a lot of contact. But we are able to survive this, and we are still in the fight for the win. So yeah, we're very close to Max now. Not really attacking him because yeah, we can't really attack him here anywhere. But now into this corner we break, and you can see we just get hit from behind by Thomas, who just keeps on attacking us, and we have to defend because of it. So he hits us, then tries to go for an overtake, which I really wasn't happy with at all. is he's still trying to overtake after hitting me, which yeah, I think was a bit unsportsmanlike, as I have to use a lot of ERS to get back into slipstream range. So yeah, this has ruined our chances of most likely overtaking both Max and Fion. Now we're gonna use everything to see if we can make this move. As Fion is flashing, we try to go up his inside, but we kind of get boxed in, which is very annoying. So now Thomas is gonna go round our outside, and he's just gonna fully push us off, put us on the grass, and yeah, I was very mad, I can tell you. But in the end, Thomas got a penalty for it, and Joost also got a 3-second penalty, as I mentioned earlier. Fion did get his penalty removed because he was pushed off, but we do finish on the podium on the first race of the season, which I still, looking back at it, I'm very happy with. I think the win was there, but we were just unlucky, really, with the safety car timing and also the fact that Fion was losing us time, which, yeah, I mean, nothing, you can't blame him for that. He did a good race and he deserved the podium. And yeah, uh, that was it pretty much. I hope you all enjoyed watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.